Okay, so let's continue the build of the X4 with bag number 7, which is the final assembly, or so that it's called. It's front bumper, body posts, etc. So we're gonna take these parts out here and try to separate them. Make sure you don't lose any of the small parts that come in the bag. Okay, so I'm going to start to separate the parts here. We have the battery mounting system, antenna holder, the bumper parts, which we're going to start with. And the front body posts. All of these are the same as on the previous platform, same as on the T4. And the battery mounts are familiar too. Got the rear post here. Front bumper. More battery mounting parts and servo mount. And these are bumper parts. The wheel nuts here too. We have the wheel nuts here, so it means we're quite close to the end of the build. And these screws and nuts here. These pins are for the body post holders for the body. Okay, I'm just separating the screws here. I'm going to put these screws here, and then we're going to start assembling the bumper first. I'm going to install the body posts in the front bumper. side. You can install the nut here right away. And then the small bumper posts go in here. I'm gonna install the screws afterwards, obviously. I'm gonna just put them in here for now. And then the foam bumper, which protects the car in a crash. And the upper part of the bumper. We also offer these parts in graphite or carbon material, which provides more stiffness and actually makes the car more precise to drive because you'll have less flex in the front body post. So I can really recommend that part. I have it fitted on my car here. It's the graphite front upper bumper plate. And then we're gonna install the bulkhead brace, which protects the bulkheads in case of a crash. So here you need to choose the hole depending on if you're running the front bulkhead brace or not. If you're not, then you can use the front hole. If you are, you need to use the second hole. Otherwise, there will be no space for the bulkhead brace. Install this here in the middle hole of the bumper. And then we're gonna install 2 pins here for the lowest hole in the bumper to keep this plate in place. Just gonna push this in here with a long nose pliers. It's just to keep the upper bumper plate in place, especially in case of a crash. Okay, that's all done. And then we're gonna install the body holders here. So I recommend using the 7th hole here for the extreme twister. And you have to adjust the height depending on the body shelter you're gonna use, but I'm gonna use the 7th hole. Okay. We also offer body posts with different height of these holders, so 1 or 2 millimeters higher. The kit comes with the 0 millimeter ones, but we also offer the optional +1 and +2 holders. Okay, so that's the 7th hole that I'm gonna use. Put the holders on. Okay. Double check the height, that is correct. And then we're gonna cut the body post shorter because we don't need all of these extra holes. I'm gonna use a side cutter for this. And then I'm gonna use a hoodie hobby knife to cut these to look better. Just to cut them to have a straight finish. Okay, that's done. That's the front bumper with the body posts ready to go into the car. I mount this with 3 screws from the bottom. And then finally the middle screw. Okay, that's done. Then we can start with the rear ones. Okay, the rear body mounts are completely new on the X4. And I'm gonna put these together, and then I'm gonna explain in the tech tip how to use the different mounting methods. So first of all, we need to put these mounts together here. So these mount directly onto the chassis, which is unique for X-Ray, and it's something that works really well. So first of all, we mount these carbon pieces onto the aluminium mounts. These mounts are actually really cool because they go all the way from the chassis up to the body posts. And the other benefit of these is that they can be used for both a horizontal and a vertical body mounting. Okay, that's done. We can install the vertical body posts here. They mount with 2 screws into these little slots here. just repeat it for the other side. So now we just have to install these holders here onto the pins. Okay, so if you're using the Extreme Twister body shell, which I am, you're gonna have to use hole number 7 here for these pins as a starting point. That will give you the correct height of the body shell when you use the vertical posts. Okay, we're also gonna cut these posts here, just like the front ones. Let's cut the very top of the posts. And then we're gonna trim these with a Hoodie hobby knife. To make sure that they look nice and flat. Okay, I think these are done here. Okay, the body posts are done. So why are they unique? They are unique because they mount directly onto the chassis, which mounts with a aluminum piece here directly to the bottom. And it's then held in place with a long carbon holder that holds the body post. So this design puts all of the force from the downforce of the body shell straight from the body post directly onto the chassis. And this makes the car very aerodynamically efficient, and we're very happy about this solution. But the other nice thing, which you have as standard in the kit, is the option to use either a vertical body post or a horizontal one, as I've prepared here. So the car that I'm building right now, in the standard configuration, I'm going to use the vertical body post, but the option to use the horizontal one is often preferred by team drivers, because when you mount the body shell on this point, it really makes the car more direct and it improves cornering speed, and the direction change is faster. So this is really beneficial for high grip conditions and racing conditions. So not only does it lower the CG, but it also has a lot of benefits in terms of handling. It's a bit trickier to mount the body shell in this way, but it can give you a lot of advantages when you put the car on the track. So how does this work then? It works in a way that this part here has a slot, which you can slide the body post up and down when you're using the horizontal posts. But this slot also then obviously accommodates for the standard vertical post to be mounted with 2 screws. So both solutions are very quick to change in between them, and it's nice to have those two options in the kit. But I recommend the vertical post as the initial setting, and the horizontal post for whenever you're looking for more cornering speed or more steering and basically a freer car. Because the disadvantage of the horizontal post is that you'll take away a little bit of rear grip. So on low grip conditions, I will still recommend the vertical posts. Okay, so we're now gonna put the rear body post holders onto the car. Very quick and easy to do. You just need one screw per post. But make sure that you put them in the right direction. But they only fit one way because you don't have clearance for mounting them in the wrong direction actually. So just one screw per post because they're pinned into the chassis, so they're very rigid and they will not move even though we only use one screw. So it's a very clever solution indeed. Okay, so now we have all the body mounts mounted on the car and we're ready for the next step.